presentation. Okay. You can see your presentation like this. Now you can see the slides moving.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
Now
Yes.
everybody please be on mute.
So, good morning, everyone.
good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Okay.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
Morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Good,
Good
good
morning, ma'am.
morning.
Good morning.
So,
Good morning,
before
ma'am.
starting our session, we
Good
will
morning.
set some ground. Is that fine? So,
Yes, ma'am.
we will try to make our
Yes,
session
ma'am.
as interactive as possible. Number one, it will not be a one-sided story. All of us will contribute in one way or the other. And number two, I'm not here to teach you anything. As the name indicates, is a subject a refresher course. So we will refresh our knowledge. Okay. And number three, so we will learn from each other. And number three, we will have some ground rules, meaning thereby all the participants are requested to keep their mic on the mute mode. Whenever they want to ask something, they can ask and unmute. Okay. And one participant at one time. Is that clear?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes.
Okay, okay.
It is clear.
Then we will have a ice breaking session. How many of you have an idea about ice breaking session? Anyone? What is,
Yes, ma'am.
huh,
Yes, ma'am. I have.
what is ice breaking session?
Yeah, actually, thank you, ma'am. Actually, this is Milon Mondol, Assistant Professor, Department of English, Narajul Raj College, Paschim Medinipur, West Bengal. Actually, generally, as I have already done my FIP from your esteemed institution, in the last time I first actually knew about the ice breaking session, and in that session, actually, what we do, actually, we interact with each other and with you, the to say the administrator and all the participants, where we can share our views and our also our affiliations, etc. So it's a kind of interaction to know each other. That's
Yes.
it.
So very well said. Thank you, Doctor. Ice breaking session, we introduce about our hobbies, about our affiliations, about our parent institutions, and we will get to know each other. Okay. So so first of all, let me introduce you myself. I am Shagufta Moin. I am born and brought up in Aligarh only, and I did my BSc honors and then MBBS and DGO and MD from AMU, and then advanced course in medical education from and FAMER Fellow from CMCA Ludhiana. Then presently, I am working as professor in the Department of Biochemistry, JNMC Medical College, AMU. Then I am also as a coordinator of Integrated Brain Research Center, member Medical Education Unit, and member Ethical Committee in the JNMC AMU. So this is about me. And if anyone, 2 or 3 participants wish to introduce themselves, then they can do so.
Yes, ma'am. Myself, Dr. Jan Mohammed, Assistant Professor, Chaudhary Charan Singh PG College, FI.
Okay.
Ma'am, myself, Dr. Sandeep Kumar Gupta, Assistant Professor, Department of English, Government Degree College, Bhojpur, District, Muradabad, Uttar Pradesh.
Okay, 2
Thank
more,
you.
2 or 3
Good
more.
morning, ma'am. Myself, Kamaleshwar Das, BB Kishan College, Jala, Assistant Professor, Department of Philosophy, State Assam.
Which
Good
place?
morning, ma'am.
Which
Ma'am,
place?
myself, Dr. Ajit Mondol, Assistant Professor, Department of Education, West Bengal State University, Barashat, Kolkata.
Myself,
Kolkata.
Dr.
Good
Daisy
morning,
Rani,
ma'am.
Firoz Gandhi
Myself,
College, Raebareli.
Raebareli.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
good
Good
morning,
morning,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Myself, Dr. Naina Sharma from Department of Home Science, currently working as an assistant professor in Government PG College, Kandla, Shamli.
Okay.
Good
Morning,
morning,
ma'am.
everyone.
This is
I'm
Avinash
Suganya
Pandya
Ray from
the
West
same
Bengal.
government PG College, Department of Physics, Ahmedabad.
State PC Bhagla PG College Hathras.
Okay, thank you very much. We will stop here. And so now we will start our session formally. So how many of you have an idea about set induction? Set induction, what is it? Any one of you? Set induction. Are you hearing me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Any one of anyone, one at a time. What do you mean? What do you understand by the word set induction?
हेलो मैम, मैं डॉक्टर शैलेंद्र कुमार बोल रहा हूँ गवर्नमेंट डिग्री कॉलेज चुनार से। सेट इंडक्शन मीन्स होता है कि हम जो भी कोई टॉपिक है उसको स्टार्ट कैसे करें।
यस।
तो सम क्वेश्चंस जो हम क्वेश्चन पूछ सकते हैं बच्चों से, या जिसको हिंदी में बोलते हैं कि प्रस्तावना कौशल, इसको हम लोग बीए में पढ़ाते हैं। ये स्किल है, टीचिंग स्किल है बेसिकली। तो इसमें हम बच्चों से क्वेश्चन पूछ सकते हैं, उसको तो स्टोरी के माध्यम से हम अपने टॉपिक पे आते हैं कि हम कैसे स्टार्ट करें।
Yes.
That's about set induction.
Any more? Thank you very much. Any more input about set induction? One or two participants?
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
I'm Shomi Pal Chaudhuri from Moishanal Girls College, Department of Nutrition. Ma'am, I think actually set induction is one type of induction that's getting them ready for the children, to introducing them to set their right minds for new learning. This is a micro teaching skill.
Okay. Have you heard this? New knowledge is always built on previous knowledge. How many of you agree with me? New knowledge is always built on previous knowledge.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So before starting our talk, we should know the previous knowledge of the participants. Done? Okay. So all of you are faculty members. You must have taken lectures or teaching learning sessions in your parent institution. So what are the points that you will keep in mind while taking a teaching learning session? What are the points that you should keep in your mind?
First of all, the topic.
Very good. Topic. Meaning thereby what to
Objective.
Okay.
Third one, ma'am.
One
Knowledge.
time. One
Knowledge.
We should deliver our lecture on the basis of individual differences of students.
Yes. Meaning thereby you should know who are the participants. Done? So topic, meaning thereby what to teach. Are you what to teach? Then whom to teach. Who are your participants? Done? Any other point?
On knowledge is delivered at the level of children.
Ma'am, relevancy क्या है उसकी?
Relevance. Good. Relevance means why to teach. Done? Why to teach? Then
Our knowledge is delivered at the level of children.
so my question is, what are the points that you should keep in mind while taking a teaching learning session? One input came like topic, means what to teach, what you are going to teach. You should know what to teach. Then second one, someone has told me the individual differences, means who are your participants, the whom to teach, what to teach. Then relevance, why to teach, in what way it will be relevant. Then
ma'am, content is always concise.
Then one or two more.
Ma'am, explain in simple way.
Yes. Is it not important how to teach? How to teach meaning thereby, will you be taking it
Yes, ma'am.
online? Will you be
Yes,
using?
ma'am. It's a very
Actually,
important.
ma'am,
It should be interactive. Interactive and ma'am, it is important about the skill of illustration.
actually, ma'am, at the very
Teaching with
outset,
teaching aid.
before starting any, at the time of sharing, before starting, you have to define what are the educational objectives.
Yes.
Then
Yes.
you have to chalk out, you have to define the pedagogical intervention. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
At the very outset, you have to define you have to know about the entry level behavior of the learners.
Yes. So thank you very much. So my question was, what are the points that we should keep in mind while taking a teaching learning session? Number one, what to teach. Number two, how to teach. Number three, why to teach. Number four, whom to teach, who are your participants. And finally, how much is the time available for teaching and learning, right? ऐसा नहीं है कि आपके पास you have only half an hour and you have prepared the material for 1 hour. Okay, yeah, you have 1 hour 30 minutes and you have your preparation for 30 minutes only. So these points all of us should keep in our mind while taking a teaching learning session: what to teach, how to teach, whom to teach, when to teach, and what is the relevance and how much is the time available. Okay, so today's topic is effects of environmental pollution on human health. So I have some rapid fire questions for you. So who will tell me about World Environment Day? World Environment Day, on which day it
5
is
June.
celebrated?
5
June.
June.
5th June.
5th June. 5th June.
5th June, ma'am.
5th June, right. Okay.
5th June, madam.
5th June, ma'am.
Then second question, World Health Day, when it is celebrated?
7 July.
7th July.
7 July.
7th
7 July.
7th July.
7th July.
7 July. 7 July.
No,
7 July, ma'am.
no. World Health Day.
7 April.
Right answer. 7th
7th
April.
April.
7 April.
7th April. Then what was the theme of World Health Day, World Environment Day in 2024? What was the theme for 2024?
Ma'am, it was my health, my right.
One planet, one future, ma'am.
This year, 2024 theme?
Ma'am, it was my health, my right.
Dissertation and drought resilience, right?
Land restoration, deforestation, and
Yes.
drought resilience.
Yes. Bringing back healthy land, keeping deserts from developing, and managing water shortages.
Yes, ma'am.
मैम अगर हो सके तो मैम हिंदी में भी थोड़ा हिंदी में भी बोल दें मैम प्लीज
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल I will try to speak in Hindi only. Mixture, okay? Right.
Ma'am, I have a request. Ma'am,
Yes.
Ma'am, I have a request. Can you please ask the participants to first do that, put their hands up and then answer the question one at a time, because the audio is not clear.
Yes, you can do that. But initially, while setting the ground rules, I told them just one participant at one time. Okay, then we will do an interactive session. Otherwise, it will be difficult. Right?
Ma'am, there is a problem. If they raise hand, ma'am is just showing the PPT and she can only see the PPT. She can not see the hand. Just because of that only, raising hand is not okay. The participant should do one by one. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so who will define environment? One participant. Environment.
Everything live and alive around us.
Yes, everything.
It consider abiotic and biotic factors.
Good. और उनको क्लासिफाई करिए बायोटिक एंड बायोटिक फिजिकल नेचुरल social behavioral, right?
Yes, ma'am.
What is pollution? What is pollution? कहते हैं ना pollute कर दिया.
Change in the environmental conditions.
Any alteration in environment.
Any undesirable change in physical, chemical, and biological properties of environment is called pollution.
Pollution is the introduction of contaminants into the natural environment.
Very good. चलिए. Any more input? Any more input? Any more input?
Any undesirable things in its composition.
Yes. So,
Any
introduction.
undesirable thing which affects our environment is known as
Yes.
pollution.
Introduction of a substance in environment which is harmful. Who will define health? Health. Who will
Hello?
define? Yes.
निर्धारित मानकों के अनुसार पर्यावरण में जो कंटेंट में चेंज आता है वो या तो कम हो या ज्यादा हो जाए तो उसे हम पोल्यूशन के रूप में देखते हैं.
ठीक है, लेकिन वो हार्मफुल होना चाहिए. ठीक है. हेल्थ. Who will define health?
Ma'am, health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being.
Right. According to WHO, health is a state of physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or illness. Right? Have you, any of you have an idea of Swachhta Pakhwada?
Swachhta.
Yes, ma'am. Any one of you?
Yes, ma'am.
17 September to October.
Only one.
17 September to 2 October.
17 September to 2 October.
First September.
It's starting from today.
1st September to 15th September 2024. And it was launched under which mission?
Mahatma.
Swachh Bharat mission.
Bharat
Abhiyan. To emphasize what? Importance of
campaign promoting hygiene and sanitation.
Ma'am, सफाई hygiene को promote करना.
Yes, and this year the theme was. क्या थीम थी इस बार बताइए? Paperless day and minimize use of e-gadgets when not necessary in order to reduce e-waste. Right? So, is Swachhta Pakhwada in any way related to environmental pollution? Yes or no?
Yes,
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, definitely.
Yes, ma'am.
Definitely.
Yes, Swachhta Pakhwada. Then, what about Ek Ped Maa Ke Naam?
Ma'am, it's a plantation drive.
Ek Ped Maa Ke Naam. Who will tell me?
To protect the environment.
हाँ, तो क्या था इसका बैकग्राउंड बताइए.
Plant a tree in memory of mother.
एक्चुअली मैम इसका ये मतलब है कि हमारी माँ है और हम इस तरीके से पेड़ को सींचेंगे तो धरती क्या होगी, जमीन क्या होगी, हरी भरी हो जाएगी. तो उससे क्या है, बहुत ज्यादा बेनिफिट्स होंगे. इसीलिए एक पेड़ माँ के नाम.
बेनिफिट बताइए.
It's a drive from Professor Narendra Kumar Modi, माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी.
Yes.
ये पता है कि वो जो टोटल पॉल्यूशन ऑफ और इंडिया हर आदमी को एक पेड़ लगाना पड़ेगा.
Yes. So the Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji has launched this campaign on the occasion of World Environment Day to tackle what? To tackle
to
Global? Global?
reduce the global
warming.
warming in our
Yes.
India.
Yes. So, which city creates world record in this?
Bhopal.
Yes, Indore. Indore.
Indore.
Indore MP.
World record of planting 11 lakh saplings in a day and achieved its targets of planting 51 lakh trees. So, what is plantation drive? सुना है? Plantation drive. I need your response. Why it is done plantation drive? आता है ना पौधे लगाइए. Why? What are the advantages of plantation drive?
Clean our environment.
Very good.
System.
Does
Minimize global warming.
Yes.
Minimize soil erosion.
For oxygen. For oxygen.
Control.
Reduce carbon dioxide in our society, in our environment.
Very good. So,
It
most
is
of
totally
the
for environmental improvement, ma'am.
yes. So, advantage of plantation drive, I will conclude to beautify the area for scenic beauty, checking soil erosion, it decreases temperature, increases humidity, and one more, जो आप लोगों ने नहीं बताया, pollution
Noise
to the
pollution, ma'am.
neighboring population, right?
Okay, ma'am.
ठीक है?
For the conservation of biodiversity.
हाँ, बराबर.
Sustainable goals, ma'am.
Yes, yes, yes. So, who will tell me which one is the biggest form of population of pollution?
Air pollution.
Air pollution. Air
Air
pollution.
pollution.
Very good. How many premature death per year is difficult? Difficult to tell. 7 million premature death each year. The biggest form of pollution is air pollution, and it results in 7 million premature death each year. Okay. So, can any one of you tell me the types of pollution?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Air pollution, water pollution.
Water
One, only one. Only one.
Yes.
Ma'am, air pollution, water
Air
pollution,
pollution.
soil pollution,
Thermal pollution. Air, water, soil, thermal. ठीक है. अब आप
Sound pollution, ma'am. Sound pollution.
Noise pollution.
Radioactive pollution, ma'am.
Very good.
Yes, ma'am.
Noise pollution.
Okay.
Noise.
I request any one of you to summarize all these pollution that are just told by the participants. Any one of you, just summarize.
Ma'am, air pollution,
Very good. हल्के air. Second,
water pollution,
third,
Sound pollution,
soil. Fourth,
soil, sound
soil
pollution,
pollution,
noise. वो तो गया. Air, water, soil, noise.
Thermal pollution.
thermal pollution,
Thermal pollution.
Sixth one.
radioactive pollution,
radioactive.
Seventh one.
and then there is light pollution due to artificial light.
Very good. Light pollution. Okay.
Rain pollution.
Seven types. Mainly 7 types. Good.
Line pollution.
Another is this is a e pollution, electronic pollution.
इलेक्ट्रॉनिक गैजेट्स जो इस बार थीम था वो था to reduce e-waste. Done? ठीक है ना? Satisfied or not?
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ.
मैडम visual pollution.
हाँ, उसमें आ जाएगा वो लाइट में. There is one more pollution. कितने लोगों ने सुना है माइक्रोप्लास्टिक pollution?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. So what is this microplastic
Ma'am,
pollution? Tell me.
to include pollution, like political pollution.
Again, I am reminding my ground rule again and again. Please, one speak one at a time, one participant at a time. Okay?
The plastic particles which are lesser than 0.5 micron which is mixed in any substance.
Very
That
good.
is micropollutant, ma'am.
Good. Anyone else? Anyone else?
They are very harmful for the aquatic flora and fauna.
Very good. Aquatic life के लिए खराब है. Anyone else?
Recent data shows the presence of microplastic in the human blood.
आवाज क्लियर नहीं है आपकी. One participant at a time. एक बोलिए.
Chemical pollution.
हल्के बोलिए. और
Chemical pollution.
What is microplastic pollution? My question is, what do you understand by microplastic pollution?
प्लास्टिक के वे छोटे कण जो कभी भी जैविक रूप से विघटित नहीं होते, हमारी मिट्टी, हवा और पानी को दूषित करते हैं.
So microplastic pollution is small plastic pieces less than 5 millimeter and ranges 2 to 5 millimeter, which can be harmful to our ocean and aquatic life, wildlife and human as well. Okay? They are harmful to both aquatic life and human life and wildlife as well. So why microplastics are toxic? Can anyone answer?
It is undesirable.
Beside this?
Crossing the cell membrane and entering in the blood of human beings and other animals.
It cannot be recycled, ma'am. It cannot be recycled.
I
agree. The important thing is it cannot be recycled.
I agree.
They are non-biodegradable, ma'am, and they show bioaccumulation in the bodies of humans and all.
Right. Bioaccumulation होता है इनका, non-degradable होते हैं. एक और आंसर मुझे चाहिए जो बिल्कुल फिट बैठेगा. और बताइए.
Potential chemical leaching.
और बताइए.
It distorts the food pyramid.
Sir, ma'am, it is also responsible for.
Ma'am, they can physically harm. They can.
One at a time.
Madam, it is also responsible for biomagnification. That is enter into the food chain and reach into the higher level.
बायोमैग्निफिकेशन होता है, नॉन बायोडिग्रेडेबल होते हैं. एक और रीजन है कि why they are toxic. The answer is microplastic can be contaminated with toxic chemical additives during the manufacturing process. जब हम प्लास्टिक बनाते हैं तो कुछ टॉक्सिक केमिकल्स इन्वॉल्व होते हैं उसके बनाने में. अगर वो चीजें, वो टॉक्सिक केमिकल्स माइक्रोप्लास्टिक पे लगे हैं, then if they are inhaled or enters in the human body, then they can harm various organs and systems. So what is microplastic? As told by many of you, they are small plastic pieces less than 5 millimeter and range is 2 to 5 millimeter, which can be harmful to our ocean, aquatic life, wildlife and human as well. Then why they are harmful? As most of us told you, biomagnification, non-degradable and food pyramid and food chain. And beside this, microplastic can be contaminated with toxic chemical additives during the manufacturing process. And these toxic chemicals, they enter the human body and they affect various organs and systems of the body. Then have you ever thought of it? कहाँ से आती है ये? देखिए एक एक बताइएगा, हल्के हल्के बताइएगा, हल्की आवाज में, धीमे धीमे. टेक्सटाइल. सिंथेटिक टेक्सटाइल्स. चलिए जवाब आ गया. अब दूसरे बताइए.
मैम कॉस्मेटिक इंडस्ट्रीज.
वेरी गुड.
मैम कॉस्मेटिक्स.
वेरी कॉस्मेटिक्स. दो इम्पोर्टेंट आंसर आ गए हमारे पास. टेक्सटाइल्स आ गया और कॉस्मेटिक. अभी तीन.
मैम वन मोर इज सिटी डस्ट.
हाँ, वेरी गुड, वेरी गुड.
पैकेज्ड वाटर बॉटल्स.
हाँ जी,
पैकेज्ड वाटर बॉटल्स.
ठीक है, ठीक है. और बताइए.
कैरी बैग, प्लास्टिक कैरी बैग।
जी प्लास्टिक पेंट्स जो होते हैं मैम।
Food packaging, ma'am. Wrappers, ma'am. Packaging.
मोटा मोटा आंसर हमारे पास आ गया है। तो अभी तक हमें डेफिनेशन पता थी माइक्रोप्लास्टिक की, ना सोर्सेज हमें पता होने चाहिए कि ये आता कहाँ से है। कहाँ से आता है? सिंथेटिक टेक्सटाइल्स, सिटी डस्ट, रोड मार्किंग्स, पर्सनल केयर प्रोडक्ट, इंजीनियर्ड प्लास्टिक पेलेट्स, मरीन कोटिंग। उसके अलावा कोई स्मोक करता है सिगरेट बट्स, fishing nets, ropes. So what do you understand? Microplastic is a threat or a threat to the... Is it a threat to us?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So
Yes, ma'am.
microplastic is a real global threat for environment and food safety. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Excuse me, ma'am.
हाँ.
What about the nanoplastic, ma'am? Nano, macro, nano, both are the same because it
Nano का
is also
और
pollution.
छोटा वो है साइज,
10 to
माइक्रो।
the minus 9. Yeah, ma'am.
हाँ, ठीक है।
So this one is also creating problem. Because as you know that the water tank which is head up of the plastic, and it release or is leached by the nanoparticles. These particles also harm the several body of our organs.
Yes, I will come to that. And the latest is throw out your all the ये जो utensils होते हैं ना, जो aluminium के होते हैं ये, and replace it with steel. नॉन स्टिक फेंक दीजिए, एल्यूमिनियम फेंक दीजिए, प्लास्टिक फेंक दीजिए। डन। जो एल्यूमिनियम होता है उससे कौन सी बीमारी होती है, जल्दी बताइए। अल्जाइमर, राइट। तो जो आपके घर में एल्यूमिनियम की चीजें हैं उसको रिप्लेस कर दीजिए। जो एल्यूमिनियम के कुकर्स हैं, भगोने हैं, नॉन स्टिक भी, नॉन स्टिक फ्लू इन अमेरिका। Have anyone of you heard of this term, non-stick flue? No, non-stick utensils, aluminium utensils, they should be replaced, and the plastic, they should be replaced with either steel or shisha, है ना, जो वैसी क्रॉकरी होती है। Done? So, what is the solution to reduce the microplastic pollution? अभी आपने बताया था कि भाई ये पर्सनल केयर प्रोडक्ट में होते हैं, तो यूजिंग प्लास्टिक फ्री पर्सनल केयर प्रोडक्ट्स,
Avoid using single use plastic.
नहीं, और बताइए फिर और क्या क्या। अभी तो आपने कहा था कि भाई ये पर्सनल केयर प्रोडक्ट में होते हैं।
Synthetic textile, city dust, personal products, smoking, cigarette butts,
cloth bags.
वेरी गुड, वेरी गुड। ये सब चीजें हमें कम करनी होंगी।
makeup products.
हाँ, क्या टायर के एब्रेजन से भी माइक्रोप्लास्टिक जनरेट होती है?
Yes, ma'am.
होती है।
Yes, ma'am.
So using the carless could reduce the plastic particles produced from tire abrasion. हाँ, ठीक है, अब आपको पता लग गया कि भाई मेरे पानी में माइक्रोप्लास्टिक है। How can you remove this? How can you remove this? कैसे?
By using copper bottle.
नहीं,
मिट्टी के घड़े का इस्तेमाल किया जा सकता है।
वेरी गुड, वेरी गुड। मिट्टी का घड़ा, इसके अलावा और बताइए।
रिमूव प्लास्टिक बॉटल।
नहीं, अब आपको मालूम है कि इसमें माइक्रोप्लास्टिक है, तो हाउ विल यू रिमूव दैट माइक्रोप्लास्टिक पार्टिकल्स? एक तुमने बताया मिट्टी का घड़ा,
Boiling and filtering.
Yes, self filtration. And
excuse me, ma'am.
Boiling.
But it is impossible to add the earthen pot or earthen ghala, because as you know, everywhere in the like industry or big building, the plastics water tanks are used. So how can we? It is possible because we have to use the high quality plastic materials which cannot release the micro or the nanoparticles to the water bodies. Because it is impossible, ma'am, because we cannot use the earthen pot in the big cities, and as you know, this is actually our limitations.
Yes, you are right. Like, but we can do small things to save ourselves. Our health is very important. Our health is our priority. तो कुछ तो करना होगा. इसीलिए कि अगर भाई फिल्टर, अब तो ये है कि जो फिल्टर में हमारा पानी स्टोर रहता है वो भी प्लास्टिक का रहता है, उससे भी आ रहा है.
वाटर जो पाइपलाइन होता है, पाइपलाइन इज आल्सो मेड ऑफ द प्लास्टिक्स.
Yes, ma'am.
So suppose we are taking the water from the pipeline and storing in the earthen pot. So what is the use? Because ultimately we are using this contaminated water. Is it right, ma'am?
हाँ, नहीं, कुछ तो कम होगा ना आपका. एक ये है कि आपने ये सोचा कि भाई ये तो हमारा पाइपलाइन आ रहा है, प्लास्टिक की पाइपलाइन है, हम ऐसा ही पी जाते हैं. तो उसके पीने से अच्छा है कि थोड़ा आप सेम फिल्ट्रेशन या अर्दन पॉट या कन्वेंशनल फिल्टर जो आते हैं उनको आप यूज कर लें. अगर आप 100 का इंजेक्शन है तो रिड्यूस होके वो 25-50 पर आ जाएगा. ठीक है,
राइट मैम. लेकिन मेरा कहना मैम ये था, बिकॉज ये थोड़ा सा गवर्नमेंट लेवल पर होना चाहिए था, बिकॉज जो लोअर ग्रेड प्लास्टिक्स होते हैं, तो गवर्नमेंट्स को ऐसा करना चाहिए था या ऐसा कुछ रिकमेंडेशन देना चाहिए था कि कोई भी लोअर ग्रेड प्लास्टिक यूज ना करे, खास करके पाइपलाइंस में. तो उनको वहां से रोक देना चाहिए था, बिकॉज
there should be certain guidelines from the higher authority. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So who will take?
Ma'am, can RO purifiers remove microplastics?
No.
ये तो मुझे नहीं मालूम है, ये भी पढ़ के हमारे ये नहीं.
तो उसके अंदर क्या होता है? आरओ में मैम थोड़ा सा डिफरेंट कंडीशंस है. वो यूवी रेज है, बैक्टीरिया को मार सकता है. लेकिन रिवर्स ऑस्मोसिस है, तो रिवर्स ऑस्मोसिस में मोस्टली क्या करते हैं कि सारे मिनरल्स को निकाल देते हैं. लेकिन मिनरल्स की साइज को देखेंगे तो नैनो पार्टिकल उससे भी छोटा हो रहा है. तो मुझे नहीं लगता है कि आरओ उससे रिमूव कर पाएगा. वो इमीडिएटली आएगा ये वाटर बॉडीज के अंदर.
एंड आई वुड लाइक टू ऐड वन मोर थिंग. जो ये आरओ वाटर है, एज द सर हैज सेड, as it removes most of the minerals, so we are facing by using RO water, we are facing certain problems in our joints. So the people are opinion that we will come back to earthen pot. Water is stored in earthen pot, submersible, whatever it is. So RO water is also creating some sort of problem related to human health.
एक तो उनका टीडीएस इतना कम रहता है मैम, ये पता नहीं क्यों ऐसा करते हैं. 30-40 डिश बना के रखते हैं, 30-40-50 रखते हैं. कि वेरी मतलब रेडिकुलस है कि ऐसा क्यों करते हैं, जबकि 150-200 रुपये पीना चाहिए.
150.
Madam, RO purifier can remove microplastic because
no.
membrane of RO purifier is semi-permeable. It can stop the particles of 0.001 micrometer size.
वो देख लीजिएगा. फिल्टर्स भी कई तरह के हैं. राइट नाउ वी विल टॉक अबाउट what is microplastic, in what way, what are the sources from where it can come, and what are the methods by which we can remove it, and what are the health effects of microplastic, right? So what are the organs which can affect by microplastic? Almost
kidney,
heart, lungs, kidney, brain, thymus,
also
reproductive system. Okay,
everywhere.
Every
part of the body it can infect. It can also absorb in the brain also, because it suppose it's come to the blood and ultimately stick to the
now
the brain part.
Every parts of body, in short, we can say.
In short, we can say it affects all the organs and all the systems, especially endocrine system, reproductive system, immune system, and developmental delay in case of neonates and carcinogenesis. So regarding microplastic, I have read 2 articles. One is microplastic is seen in placenta of the in human placenta, and these microplastics they have adverse effect on the placental function, like feto-maternal circulation, and they also damage fetal DNA and fetal development. So research articles or review articles, they show the presence of microplastic in the human placenta, and they said that like these microplastics, they have adverse effect on the placenta and fetus. Okay, they damage fetal DNA, and they have an adverse effect on feto-maternal circulation. Then there is one more research article which indicate the presence of microplastic in the brain of the cadavers, and experimental studies on the experimental animals rated with microplastic shows the cognitive decline. Okay, cognitive decline in experimental animals. So one more question from you, COVID-19. COVID-19. Why it is known as COVID-19?
Because it is a virus that come in the year of 2019.
हाँ, एक बताइए, हल्के धीमे साफ साफ उसमें बोलिए। 19 इसलिए कि 2019 में आया। कोविड क्या है पूरा इसकी फुल फॉर्म?
कोरोना वायरस डिजीज।
बीच में एक आई रह गया।
कोरोना वायरस infectious disease 2019.
Very good. कोरोना वायरस infectious disease. तो कोविड आया, कोविड ने किस किस चीजों पर एडवर्स इफेक्ट हुआ? सबसे पहले
Human health.
system. Very good. Human health. Number 1, human health. Number 2, ये हो गया health. Human health. Respiratory system. नहीं, ठीक है, बस वो पूरा सिस्टम आ गया। ह्यूमन हेल्थ के बाद क्या हुआ कोरोना वायरस की वजह से? सबकी जॉब, एम्प्लॉयमेंट,
इकोनॉमी,
नेशनल इकोनॉमी,
एजुकेशन,
नेशनल इकोनॉमी, और
एजुकेशन also hampered.
Decline in social system.
Education also hampered.
बस
मैम,
यस,
सोशली इकोनॉमिकली इमोशनली हम लोग जो है बहुत वीक हुए।
Social connectivity.
मैम,
वन पार्टिसिपेंट एट अ टाइम। देखिए, एक आप लोगों ने बताया कि कोविड की वजह से ह्यूमन हेल्थ, डन, एग्री।
सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग,
नेशनल इकोनॉमी। तीसरा बताइए।
पोल्यूशन कम हुआ, एनवायरमेंट पोल्यूशन कम हुआ।
Okay. What is the relationship between COVID and microplastic pollution? Increase किया या decrease किया?
मैम
Decrease.
मैम increase क्या?
Yes.
मास्क की वजह से।
So coronavirus infectious disease also affected environment. Why? Due to large volume of waste in form of discarded personal protective care equipment, PPE। देखा था ना, टीवी पर आता था, डॉक्टर्स पूरा पहन के घूम रहे हैं, उसको कहते थे PPE, personal protective care equipments. And there was a remarkable increase in global use of, क्या चीज हम लोग यूज करते थे? Mask, which mainly contain polypropylene, right? And due to poor waste management have led to worsening of microplastic pollution. So COVID की वजह से 3 बातें हुई। एक हुआ हेल्थ अफेक्ट हुई, नंबर 2 इकोनॉमी इफेक्ट हुई, नंबर 3 माइक्रोप्लास्टिक पोल्यूशन बढ़ा। क्यों बढ़ा? पर्सनल प्रोटेक्टिव केयर इक्विपमेंट यूज किए गए खूब सारे, और मास्क, यूज ऑफ मास्क, क्योंकि किसका बना था?
Polypropylene.
Yes, because of poor waste management, it worsens the microplastic pollution. So now I have one more this thing. how many of you have an idea about waste disposal? कुछ idea है? Any one of you? Recycling?
Repeat, ma'am.
हाँ, waste disposal. आपने कभी अस्पताल कितने लोग गए हैं? अस्पताल गया
It involves managing and eliminating waste through various methods.
ठीक है, कभी अस्पताल जाने का किसी को हुआ है?
जी मैम।
सभी को।
वहाँ पे कुछ डस्टबिन वगैरह देखे हैं? कैसे होते हैं?
कलरफुल होते हैं मैम, अलग अलग कलर में होता है, गीला,
Green, red, and blue.
Black.
वेरी गुड, वेरी गुड।
येलो,
हाँ, हल्के हल्के। कौन कौन सा कलर? येलो, वन आंसर,
ग्रीन,
रेड,
Black, ma'am.
येलो, येलो के बाद ब्लैक, ब्लैक के बाद येलो, ब्लैक, रेड, ग्रीन और
ब्लू, रेड,
ठीक है,
ब्लू।
चलिए अब येलो में क्या चीज डाली जाती है? कुछ आइडिया?
यस मैम।
ब्लड की चीजें, ह्यूमन ऑर्गन से संबंधित।
प्लास्टिक,
नहीं,
ह्यूमन बॉडी पार्ट्स।
यस, येलो, येलो डर्टी फैलो, जो भी बैंडेजेस हैं,
ऑल प्लास्टिक मटेरियल,
स्ट्रैप्स हैं, वो
ड्रेसिंग
सब
मटेरियल, वाइप,
येलो डर्टी फैलो। इससे याद रखिए, ब्लैक जो भी वैसा वेस्ट है जो किचन में जनरेट होता है, जैसे फ्रूटी का डब्बा है, खाने के सब हैं, रैपर्स हैं, वो ब्लैक में जाएंगे। ठीक है। रेड, रेड मीन्स लाल, तो ला से लाल, ला से लचीला, जितना भी प्लास्टिक वेस्ट है वो सब कहाँ जाएगा? लाल में जाएगा। ला से लाल, प्लास्टिक लचीली होती है, इलास्टिसिटी होती है, तो ला से लाल, ला से लचीला। येलो, येलो येलो डर्टी फैलो, जितनी बैंडेजेस हैं, एम्पुटेटेड पार्ट हैं, प्लेसेंटा है, सब येलो में जाएगा। किचन वाला वेस्ट ब्लैक में जाएगा, प्लास्टिक वाला रेड में जाएगा। ब्लू, कांच नुकीला होता है ना से नीला, ना से नुकीला, कांच जो है सब ब्लू में जाएगा।
ग्लास बॉटल,
हाँ, सब नीले में जाएगा, ब्रोकन ग्लास सारा। तो ये मोटा मोटा रूल है, येलो, ब्लैक, रेड एंड ब्लू। येलो येलो डर्टी फैलो, ब्लैक किचन वेस्ट, ला से लाल, ला से लचीला प्लास्टिक वेस्ट, ना से नीला, ना से नुकीला ग्लास एंड ब्लू। इज दैट क्लियर?
यस मैम।
आप कभी जाने का वो हो तो आप देखिएगा ये सारा चीज कि कितना ये बेंच है, बेंच जो होते हैं। चलिए,
चीज बताए
तो हम टाइम
पढ़ ले तुम अपना पढ़ने।
we will take a break for 5 minutes, okay? Then we will start. Here only.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, you will
ओके मैम। ओके मैम।
take a break for 5 minutes.
Okay.
It's 11:35. We will start at 11:40.
मैम ये स्लाइड नहीं चल रही है, आपकी शायद ये स्लाइड से चल रही है क्या ये?
अभी आपका सेट इंडक्शन चल रहा था, प्रीवियस नॉलेज, अब स्लाइड चलेगी।
ठीक मैम, ओके।
ठीक है। So are you people back now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
All of
ma'am.
you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Continue. Continue, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
okay, we will start again.
Yes.
So, can anyone tell me about environmental health? Have you heard of this term, environmental health?
Yes.
What is it? What do you understand by the word environmental health? Environmental health.
Ma'am,
Means a
environmental
healthy
health is the
atmosphere
study of
around us.
One participant at a time, slowly, clearly. आहिस्ता आहिस्ता बोलिए.
how to create a healthy environment.
Right. ठीक है.
How environment impact human health and how to create a healthy environment.
Very good. Very good. हम लोग काफी हद तक अचीव कर गए हैं अपना एम. 1 or 2 participants more.
Absence of pollutive elements.
हाँ. Environmental health दोनों चीजों को जोड़ना. Environmental health अभी तक हम environment की बात कर रहे थे, health की बात कर रहे थे. Environmental health.
Some relationship between people and environment.
Yes, yes. So it's a relationship between people and their environment, right? It's a relationship between people and their environment. They prevent human injury, promotes human health and well-being, and fosters a healthy and safe community, right?
Yes.
तो क्यों हम बात करते हैं एनवायरमेंट हेल्थ की? किसी चीज की हम बात क्यों करते हैं? क्यों करते हैं?
Because ma'am, our health is related to nearby environment.
हाँ, इसलिए बात की जा रही है भाई कि more
And
than
ma'am, to effectively control the factors that may affect our health.
Are depending on environment, animal life, human life.
क्यों बात करते हैं? किसी भी चीज की हम क्यों बात कर रहे हैं? भाई हम
तो मैम ये दोनों एक
Healthy
दूसरे पर डिपेंडेंट हैं. अगर एक खराब होगा तो उसका प्रभाव दूसरे पर भी पड़ेगा.
ताकि हम अपनी बायोडायवर्सिटी को सेव कर पाए.
सेव करना है. डन. सो और हम इसकी भी बात कर रहे हैं. More than 12 million people they die every year because they work or live in a unhealthy environment. एक खासी तादाद है जो unhealthy environment में रहती है और unclean water पीती है. Do you agree with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, clean air, water, soil, food, plant are essential for our personal health and well-being. हमें ताजी हवा चाहिए, अच्छा पानी चाहिए, खाना चाहिए, हरा भरा environment चाहिए to keep ourselves healthy and for our well-being also. So what do you think? All the population, they share all these blessings?
No,
Yes
ma'am.
or no? No,
No.
we are,
No, ma'am.
yeah, we are the blessed persons. We have all these facilities. So what do you think? Our actions and choices, they affect environment or not? Our actions and choices, yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes.
Our actions and choices, they affect the environment and health of the planet. तो अगर हम अपना आसपास साफ रखेंगे, उससे सिर्फ मेरा ही फायदा होगा या और लोग का भी फायदा होगा?
औरों का भी
सबका
होगा.
होगा।
औरों का भी
होगा.
सभी का फायदा होगा।
यस, मेरा फायदा, मेरी फैमिली, मेरा मोहल्ला, मेरा शहर, ठीक है. और अगर हेल्थ और इकोनॉमी में क्या स्टेटस है?
It's directly linked between the health and economy.
Yes, direct relationship between health and economy. अगर health अच्छी रहेगी तो economy, health दिखना economy भी अच्छा. कि जब हम healthy लेते हैं तब ज्यादा छुट्टी करते हैं वर्क प्लेस से, जब बीमार रहते हैं तब छुट्टी करते हैं.
Healthy.
बीमार रहते हैं, ज्यादा छुट्टी लेते हैं.
ज्यादा छुट्टियां करते हैं, अच्छे से काम नहीं कर पाते हैं. प्राइवेट में होते हैं तो तनख्वाह भी कटती है. Am I right?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
चलो. So, like affluent people, they are exposed more to poor environmental condition, or people with low income group?
People with low income.
Very good. And who are the persons which are more prone to effect of environmental pollution? Children or adult?
Children.
Children.
Senior citizens.
Also.
Pregnant ladies or not pregnant ladies?
Pregnant ladies.
Pregnant ladies.
Elderly or young?
Elderly, ma'am.
Elderly.
These three are the high risk group: children, pregnant women, and elderly. They are more prone to health related effects. So, healthier environment could prevent almost 1/4. I'm saying 1/4 of the global burden of the disease. अगर आप अपने वातावरण को, अगर आप अपने environment को, अगर आप अपने इर्द गिर्द के माहौल को साफ सुथरा रखते हैं, तो it will prevent almost 1/4 of the global burden of the disease. So just to sum up, environmental health is a relationship between people and their environment. It prevents human injury, promotes human health and well-being, fosters a healthy and safe communities, addresses then more than 12 million people in the world die every year because they work or live in an unhealthy environment. Clean air, clean water, clean soil, clean food, and lots of plants are essential for our personal health and well-being. And our actions and choices, they affect environment and health of the planet. It then influences our own personal health and well-being, health of the communities, families, and economies as well. Then people with low income group, children and pregnant ladies and elderly, they are more prone. So healthier environment could prevent almost 1/4 of the global burden of the disease. So with this background, now I will start my PPT. Most of the things we have discussed, so environment, as we talked earlier, it is an organism surrounding is known as the environment. It's made up of a distinct constituents, as you told us, biotic and antibiotic, including air, water, soil, that support the life of the organism. then these rudimentary elements are present in a specified ratio and maintain a rhythmic balance in the environment for the organism to survive. Environment broadly includes everything external to ourselves, including the physical, natural, social, and behavioral environment. Then environmental accumulation of pollutant in the natural environment that harm nature, natural resources, and mankind. Types of environmental pollution I've already talked about: air, water, soil.
Ma'am, did you get the PPT?
Yes. Land.
But ma'am, this is not visible, ma'am. Your PPT is not visible to us, ma'am.
Not visible?
No, ma'am, visible.
Yeah, ma'am.
No, no,
Visible.
visible.
No, ma'am, visible.
No, visible.
Visible. Let's first decide whether it is visible or not visible.
Visible.
Mute yourself. Mute
Scroll the
yourself.
screen up. Then it will only be visual.
देखिए, visible. Visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
ma'am.
Now mute yourself.
ma'am.
Yourself. Whenever I'll ask questions, then unmute. Okay. And most of the things we have already discussed. So environment and organism surrounding is known as the environment. Environment broadly includes everything external to ourselves, including the physical, natural, social, and behavioral environments. Environmental pollution, accumulation of pollutants in the natural environment that harm nature, natural resources, and mankind. Types of pollution: air, water, soil, noise, land, thermal, light, and radioactive. We will talk about very briefly one by one. So can anyone tell me what are the causes of all these environmental pollution? Main causes. क्या समझ में आता है?
Population explosion, ma'am.
ठीक है.
Human behavior, ma'am.
Man-made activities.
नहीं सर.
Urbanization, ma'am.
नहीं सर ने बहुत
Industrialization.
One by one, slow.
Utilization of all resources.
मैम मनुष्य का विलासी जीवन.
समझ में ही नहीं आएगा कुछ.
Human behavior and natural hazards, ma'am.
हाँ बिल्कुल, ह्यूमन बिहेवियर बिल्कुल सही कहा. अभी ये ना ये ह्यूमन बिहेवियर.
Another point is unsustainable
Greed of human
development.
being. Greed. Ma'am, carelessness about environment and other creatures living on Earth.
Unsustainable development.
ठीक है.
Rapid urbanization.
Population explosion, ma'am. Main fact is population explosion.
Population explosion.
Unnecessary developmental projects.
Explosion.
मैम मनुष्य का विलासी जीवन.
Please tell one by
market economy.
Please tell one by one.
Ma'am, overdevelopment.
Please tell one by one.
Habitat
Uncontrolled development.
Here.
ठीक है. Thank you very much for your
Need or
inputs.
greed of man.
Too much luxurious planning.
Main causes of environmental pollution are number one, as we said, industrialization. ठीक है. Industries खूब बन रही हैं, तरक्की हो रही है. Use of pesticides, खूब जल्दी जल्दी सब्जी उगाई जा रही है, उसमें खूब खाद डाली जा रही है. ठीक है. Nitrogen based fertilizers, crop residues in agriculture जो रह जाता है मिट्टी में, forest fires जो आग लग जाती है, गर्मी बढ़ती है नहीं बढ़ती है, जंगल में आग लग गई, desert dust. ठीक है. तो these are the main causes हैं pollution के. So now you know types of pollution, causes of pollution, and then what are the effect of pollution? क्या क्या हो जाता है?
Global warming.
ठीक है.
Ozone depletion.
देखिए ऐसे करके बात करते हैं. दिवाली होती है ना?
मैडम एक देश का जब दूसरे देश पर युद्ध किया जाता है
तो दूसरे दिन कौन से मरीजों की तादाद बढ़ती है? आई ऑफ्टोपिटी भर के चलती है. इची आई, रेड आई.
एक देश दूसरे देश पर आक्रमण करता है.
यस, इस तरह से, हाँ, इस तरह से ये याद कर लीजिए ना। गर्मी अभी बड़ी थी, बहुत ज्यादा गर्मी हुई थी, तो सब लोग कह रहे थे अपने पास जो है शिकंजी का पानी, वो शरबत रखिए या शिकंजी रखिए या नींबू पानी पीजिए। अभी बहुत गर्मी हुई थी ना, बहुत पसीना आया था, तो ये इससे क्या हो जाता था, क्या हो सकता था जिस समय पानी, डिहाइड्रेशन। तो हमें इतना याद हो गया कि भाई अगर पूरा ये वाला गर्मी बहुत ज्यादा होगी तो डिहाइड्रेशन हो सकता है, अगर नॉइज पोल्यूशन होगा या कुछ तो हमारी अच्छा, कभी ये टिम्पैनिक मेम्ब्रेन भी जा सकती है क्या?
यस मैम, यस मैम। अगर हम डेसिबल से एक मिनिमम डेसिबल से ज्यादा अमाउंट का अगर हम नॉइज सुनेंगे तो जाएगी।
नॉइज पोल्यूशन होगा तो ये टिम्पैनिक मेम्ब्रेन चली जाएगी, लीडिंग टू परमानेंट हियरिंग लॉस और टेम्परेरी हियरिंग लॉस, राइट? सो इची आईज, एंड देन पानी खराब पीने से क्या हो जाता है?
वाटरबॉर्न डिजीजेस,
डायरिया हो जाएगा,
डायरिया,
और
एक बहुत कॉमन डिजीज है डायरिया, डिसेंट्री, डायरिया, टाइफाइड,
कॉलेरा,
ठीक है।
नाइट्रेट पोल्यूटेड ब्लू बबी सिंड्रोम और etc.
So hearing loss, dehydration, gastrointestinal disorders, itchy eyes, then
heart diseases,
respiratory diseases, asthma, right, very rightly said, cardiovascular diseases, respiratory diseases. What about cancers? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
Cancers. What about reproductive diseases? Yes or no? Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Yes.
Diabetes? What about diabetes?
Yes.
सब हो सकता है diabetes.
Yes.
What about skin cancers? Cancers?
Yes, ma'am.
Definitely, ma'am. And what about immunological disorders and neurological disorders?
yes ma'am.
Yes.
yes,
So these are the various effects of environmental pollution in general. Certain types of cancers, cardiovascular diseases, respiratory diseases, diabetes mellitus, obesity,
skin disease,
asthma, neurological and immunological disorders, hearing loss, temporary or permanent, dehydration, gastrointestinal tract disorders, itchy eyes. So all these will lead to morbidity, and some of these may lead to mortality. What is morbidity? What is mortality?
Mortality for the death.
Yes.
mortality, death, and fertility and birth.
So all these conditions will lead to increase in morbidity and mortality. What about hospitalization? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
And if will it impact economy?
Yes,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Right. So this is it brought types of environmental pollution, effect of environmental pollution, and causes of environmental pollution. So these are the components of the environment. The basic components of the environment are atmosphere or the air, lithosphere of the rock and the soil, hydrosphere or the water, and the living component of the environment or the biosphere. जैसे आप लोगों ने बताया था कि मैम environment, biotic component and abiotic. So these are the components of the environment. So I will not go in detail about atmosphere, lithosphere, hydrosphere, biosphere. What are the environmental hazards? Environmental hazards are defined as extreme events or substances in the earth and its ecological system that may cause adverse consequences for humans and things they value. These include geophysical and meteorological phenomena such as earthquakes and droughts. They have many different origins occurring as a consequence of the interaction between natural systems, technological system, and human system, जो हमने अभी बात की थी. So these are the approaches to environmental hazards developed from an initial focus on prevent natural disasters, उसको रोकिए, to emphasize on how human behavior and perceptions influence response and adjustment to hazards. Human behavior is very important. Then to analyze how political and economic processes and structures make some people in place more vulnerable to extreme events than others. अभी आप बात कर रहे थे कि ऊपर से सब होना चाहिए ये. Environmental hazard. The slide shows environmental exposure to hazards. To reduce the adverse impact of environmental hazards in human health, you need to understand where the hazards come from, कहाँ से खतरा, identify it, and the pathway it can take to affect people.
Okay. Environmental मुझे कहीं अलग पढ़ना पड़ेगा हाई लेवल पे प्रोफेसर है types of environmental hazards.
Environmental hazards, again, physical, chemical, biological, and cultural. Physical hazards are physical processes that occur naturally in the environment. Just give me 1 minute, please. Hello. नहीं academic staff कॉलेज में हूँ, इंशाल्लाह 12:30 तक पहुंच जाऊंगी. आप डिपार्टमेंट में हैं? अच्छा. जज़ाकल्लाह कह दीजिए, मेरी तरफ से इंशाल्लाह जरूर आऊंगी. एकेडमिक स्टाफ कॉलेज में लेक्चर है मेरा, ये चल रहा है. अल्लाह हाफ़िज़. जज़ाकल्लाह कह दीजिएगा और मेरे लाइफ काम हो तो बताएं. अल्लाह हाफ़िज़. अस्सलाम वालेकुम. अस्सलाम वालेकुम. So these include natural disaster events such as earthquakes, volcanoes, blizzards, landslides, and droughts. Not all physical hazards are discrete events. Some are ongoing, like UV radiations. UV radiation is considered a hazard because it damages DNA and causes human health issues like skin cancer and cataract. सुना है कभी ये? Cataract is a aging process. ठीक है? सबको कैटरेक्ट. व्हाट इज कैटरेक्ट?
मोतियाबिंद.
आंखों में मोतियाबिंद हो जाता है.
तो partly cataract is due to aging process and partly is due to UV radiation. ठीक है ना? Chemical hazards. Chemical hazards can be both natural and human-made chemicals in the environment. Then human-made chemical hazards include many of the synthetic chemicals we produce, like disinfectants, pesticides, and plastics. Some chemical hazards occur naturally in the environment, like the heavy metals, lead, and mercury. Some organisms even produce natural chemicals that are environmental hazards, such as the compounds in peanuts and dairy that cause allergenic reactions in humans. कुछ लोग को होती है ना मूंगफली से एलर्जी. ठीक है. अच्छा, अब ये बताइए कितने लोग को भोपाल गैस ट्रेजेडी का मालूम है?
जी मैम.
हाँ बताइए.
मैम इसमें 3 दिसंबर 1984 को मिथाइल आइसोसाइनाइड गैस लीक हुई थी यूनियन कार्बाइड फैक्ट्री में.
हाँ ठीक है. फिर क्या हुआ?
मोर देन 10,000 लोगों को इसमें डेथ हुई थी और उसके इफेक्ट एक लंबे समय तक रहे. लोग डिसेबल पैदा होते हैं मैम आज भी उनके डीएनए में चेंज हुआ.
वेरी गुड. तो भोपाल गैस
तक भी वहाँ पे जो बच्चे हैं उनको ये सब सिम्टम्स हो रहे हैं.
वेरी सॉरी, है ना. So Bhopal gas tragedy is a chemical accident on night of 3rd December 1984 at the Union Carbide India Limited pesticide plant in Bhopal, and 40 tons of methyl isocyanate leaked from pesticide storage tank, and it immediately killed 3,800 people, significant morbidity and premature death, and it has never been cleaned up. So the poisoning continues. जैसे आप लोगों ने कहा कि आज भी बच्चे जो हैं, there is at the DNA
disabled.
Disabled. So this is again an example of
chemical hazard.
Chemical hazards.
Physical accident. Chemical hazards. Right. Then coming to biological hazards, biological hazards come from ecological interaction between organisms, viruses, bacteria, viruses, जैसे COVID Bacterial infections, malaria, TB are all examples of biological hazards. When these pathogens and diseases are transferred between organisms, it is called an infectious disease. We suffer from these diseases because we are being parasitized by another organism, which, while hazardous, is also a natural process. So biological hazards, viruses, bacteria, fungi, parasites. Cultural hazards. क्या है ये?
निकोटाइन मतलब रिलीज करते हैं मैम हम स्मोकिंग।
Cultural hazards are also known as social hazards, results from your location, socio-economic status, occupation, and behavioral choices. ये आपकी choice है whether to smoke or not to smoke. For example, smoking cigarette is hazardous to your health, and this is a behavioral choice. Done. So 2 questions here. Number 1. माइक्रोप्लास्टिक पढ़ा था ना अभी, सिगरेट बट्स में होता है.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So, and what about pregnant lady and cigarette smoking?
They're directly linked.
Chances
of abortion.
Good or bad? Good or bad?
Bad.
It's very bad.
Active smoking is dangerous or passive smoking?
Both are dangerous.
Okay, so pregnant lady may suffer from intrauterine growth retardation. If you live in a neighborhood with lots of crime, this is a hazard based on your location. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Diet, exercise, habits, and primary mode of transportation also influence your health and the health of the environment around you. This point is very important. Your diet, exercise habits, and primary mode of transportation all influence your health and health of the environment around you. Environmental pollution causes. What are the causes of environmental pollution? We already talked about industrialization, use of pesticides and nitrogen-based fertilizers, crop residues in agriculture, urbanization, forest fire, desert dust, inadequate waste management. बात की थी हमने waste management की. Intensified environmental health risks and pollution, especially in low and middle income countries or groups. So environmental pollution is among the most severe challenge worldwide. Various types of pollution occur due to increased pollutant levels on the Earth's atmosphere, water, land, and soil. Pollutants highly influence human health. While the consumption of contaminated food and water, health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or illness. Again, we have talked about this. Environmental health is the branch of public health that focuses on the relationship between people and their environment, promotes human health and well-being, and fosters healthy and safe communities. We already discussed that environmental health addresses the assessment and control of environmental factors that can potentially affect health, and it is targeted towards preventing disease, encouraging positive human behavior, creating health supportive environments. So, environmental health is the science and practice of preventing human injury and illness and promoting well-being by identifying and evaluating environmental sources and hazardous agents, limiting exposures to hazardous physical and chemical and biological agents in air, water, soil, food, and other environmental media or settings that may adversely affect human health. So environmental health is a key part of any comprehensive public health system, and it protects and provides communities with aim is to provide communities with healthier environments. Again, we have already talked about this. What is the effect of environmental pollution? More than 12 million people around the world die every year because of they live in a or work in unhealthy environment. Clean air, water, plants, and food supplies are essential for our public health, personal health, and well-being. Just as our actions and choices affect the environment, the health of the planet influences our own personal health and well-being, as well as our communities, families, economies. Environmental pollutant can cause health problems like respiratory diseases, heart diseases, and some other types of cancer. People with low income are more likely to live in a polluted areas and have unsafe drinking water. Children and pregnant women are at higher risk of health problems related to pollution. Healthier environments would prevent almost 1/4 of the global burden of the disease. The alteration of land to create space for homes, farms, and industries has put humans in increasing contact with wildlife and has created opportunities for pathogens to spill over from wild animals to people. The COVID-19 pandemic is further a reminder of the delicate relationship between people and our planet. An estimated 60% of human infections are of animal origin, and there are plenty of other viruses poised to jump from animals to humans. COVID-19 ने क्या क्या किया था? क्या क्या किया था COVID-19 ने? By human health economy
किया था, इकोनॉमी को डिक्रीज किया था,
microplastics
को इंक्रीज.
Thank you. Across the globe, 9 in 10 people are breathing unclean air, harming their health and shortening their lives. Every year, about 7 million people die from diseases and infections related to air pollution. ये हमने बात की थी. The most common type of pollution is air pollution. Exposure to pollutants can also affect the brain, causing developmental delays, behavioral problems, and even lower IQs in children. In older people, pollutants are associated with Alzheimer's disease and Parkinson's disease. अभी ये भी हमने बात की थी नहीं की थी biodiversity loss. Biodiversity loss compromises the nutritional value of food. Today, nearly 1 in 3 people suffer from some form of malnutrition. Much of the world's population is affected by diet-related diseases such as heart disease, diabetes, and cancer. बात की थी ना इसकी हम लोगों ने biodiversity loss compromises the nutritional value of food. And what are the diseases related with nutrition? They are either overnutrition leading to which disease? बताइए ओवर न्यूट्रिशन से क्या हो जाएगा?
ओबेसिटी
हो जाएगा.
Obesity. Under nutrition से marasmus and
marasmus,
right. And other diet related diseases are heart disease, diabetes, and cancer. Biodiversity also reduces the scope and efficacy of medicines. Natural products comprise a large portion of existing pharmaceuticals and have been particularly important in the area of cancer therapy. Estimates suggest that 15,000 medicinal plant species are at risk of extinction, that the earth loses at least one potential major drug every 2 years. This point is again important. So effect of biodiversity loss, habitat loss, invasive species, बाहर से खराब species आ गई, habitat उनकी चली गई, over exploitation, pollution, climate change. These are the effects of biodiversity loss. Many health issues arise from pollution. Non-biodegradable waste remains in ecosystem, affecting both environmental and human health. Methyl mercury. Methyl mercury is a substance found in everyday products that contaminate fish and have toxic effect on nervous, digestive, and immune system when consumed by human. भोपाल गैस ट्रेजेडी में कौन था? मिथाइल आइसो
Cyanide.
This is methyl mercury. Both these chemicals, they are harmful. Water contaminated by waste. untreated sewage, agricultural runoff, and industrial discharge puts 1.8 billion people at risk of contracting bacteria, cholera, dysentery, typhoid, and polio. There is a growing cause for concern about the impact of microplastic on marine life and the food web, जो भी हमने बात की थी. 25 million people suffer from acute pesticide poisoning from the food we consume. Glyphosate, the world's most widely used herbicide associated with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma and other cancers. Even medicine can have a negative impact as they infiltrate in the ecosystem. Climate change introduces additional risk to health and safety. The greenhouse gas emissions that human activity generates are the leading cause of Earth's rapidly changing climate today. We are already experiencing the impact of climate change with wildfires, floods, and hurricanes become regular events that threaten lives, livelihoods, and food security. So climate change also affects the survival of microbes, facilitating the spread of viruses. Pandemics are likely to happen more frequently, spread more rapidly, have greater economic impact, and kill more people. Environmental Health Day, we have already talked about. Environmental Health Day is celebrated every year to educate their communities and partners on what the field is, raise awareness of the biggest risks and issues environmental health today, spark discussion on the steps people can take to both protect the environment and ensure their safety from its threat. So this is all about how can we reduce environmental hazards. Our homes, workplace, and indoor or outdoor community settings, including our children's school, may contain hazards that threaten our health. Sometimes we can reduce our exposure to these risks by changing our lifestyle, purchases, and other individual choices. Individual choices, smoke ना करें. Purchases, पॉलीथीन की जगह आप अपने कपड़ों की थैले में लाइए. Style, हम अपना chain को कम कर दें. In other cases, we need to take collective action with neighbors and workers to make these areas safe for ourselves and our families and our communities. The first environment to consider is your home, what you are buying, using and storing, and how you are disposing of these things. What is your furniture and carpets? Is there lead in your paint or asbestos wrapping on your hot water pipes? Are there toxins in your water? आप ही लोग बात कर रहे थे ना? And who is responsible for the local water supply? Is the food safe? You eat is safe? What is in the cosmetics and personal care product, pesticides and cleaning supplies that you use? How can you make your home a safe environment for children? Your workplace environment, where you spend most of your time during the day, is often where toxic hazards are first identified. The work you do affects your health, not only while you are working, but throughout the day, on weekends, vacations, and even after you have left the job. Tens of thousands of workers die each year from known job-related diseases, and most from diseases not yet recognized resulting from conditions at work. Poor working conditions should not have to be accepted as just part of the job. So we should be more aware of environmentally caused problems and more confident about the power of such awareness. Instead of accepting that this is normal, start looking into things and try to improve the persisting conditions related to health and environmental issues. Find the problems that are environmentally connected and can cause environmental damage. School and public buildings are a good place to start. Plan out the exposure, but by not using hazardous substances. So this slide shows how to protect the environment. Protecting our planet start with you. So with this, we will finish our talk. So reduce the amount of pollution is vital for us as humans and for the future of the earth. We all need to add preventing pollution and start recycling and being energy deficient, we are biologically predisposed to provide for our offspring and may try to ensure that this provision continues. So with this, we come to end of our talk.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, ma'am.
Back,
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thanks, ma'am.
Thanks,
For
madam.
informative
Thanks a lot, ma'am.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
anything